Greetings, everybody, and welcome to week 8. Well, I keep saying this, but this should be a short video, not a lot to talk about. So if you provided your project proposal, I read and provided some response to that. If you have any questions in that regard, let me know, and I will help you out with things. I did suggest to a few people about narrowing their topic. Some people narrowed their topic as well, so you can usually never get too narrow in your topics of this sort of thing. So don't worry. One person asked if it was okay, and it is definitely okay. It is expected that you will still be making changes, not wholesale drop this topic, move to an entirely new topic kind of changes, but redirecting your initial ideas and thinking and what you're going to come up with. So that's to be expected, maybe even to be desired. So that's good. So this week's assignment, the first little bit of information is I changed the due date. The original due date was this coming Friday, and I was kind of worried that wasn't enough time. But I also, I just thought, well, we'll do that. But anyway, I changed that due date until next Tuesday, so a week from tomorrow. I didn't do it intentionally to screw up your Memorial Day weekend. If you want to submit beforehand, please do. If you want to use that time to come up with better, do that as well. Part of the reason is I'm not going to be available. I'm going to be actually somewhere in Montana next week over the weekend. So I wouldn't be reading and responding to the material, so there's no point in having you submit. So midnight next Tuesday, if it doesn't say midnight, I'll make sure it does, is when that is due. The assignment is 10 sources, and I updated the sample entry with the works cited information that would go on your works cited page, and then a brief summary of the text and some commentary and a couple of quotes that I pulled out, kind of one quote, one kind of semi-quote combined with paraphrase to show you how you might do it. And so this is an important part of things. This information won't be copied and pasted into your final project, but it will, fit, not seamlessly, but it'll be a big chunk of the material that ends up in your final project. So as we've done this, we do a sort of a step-by-step process where you're building the foundation, developing the pieces and parts for your final product. So so plug away at that. If you got any questions, of course, let me know. You should be hearing from the librarian who's working with us, Heather Morgan. I asked her to send you some research guidance. She has something, many librarians use something called the CRAP test, which stands for currency, which means is it reasonably recent? Yeah, currency, is it current information? R, is it relevant? I can't remember what A stands for, or P, or the second P, which is what happens when I try to remember stuff like that without reviewing it. But anyway, she'll give you information on the CRAP test, that sort of thing. You will want to search out the most authoritative information you can. Oftentimes that is scholarly research information from the databases. It could be reports from federal, state agencies, depending upon what you're looking at. It just, what is authoritative depends upon the topic and that sort of thing. So if you have questions, obviously let me know. And I gave you a sense of, if you're using newspaper information, with the I guess infographic I gave you a couple of weeks ago, to decide whether or not to use certain bits of information from newspapers. But even then, newspapers are not the best sources, except for maybe anecdotal information. but when they talk about particular reports and they provide the names of the people who wrote those reports or a link to the report itself, then you want to go and look at those reports and see what you can determine from that to make sure they're not cherry picking data and that sort of thing. Most newspapers aren't going to do that, but they may misconstrue information. You never know, and so you want to check for yourself. So really, Neil, that's it. Yeah, the literature review, annotated bibliography, it'll be a big chunk. You're finding 10 new sources in addition to the 5 you had. The final project is going to have you use 10 of those 15 as a requirement. And so make sure it is useful information. And if you have questions, just let me know. Otherwise, have a good week. And in a way, you're kind of on your own this week. There's no piecemeal stuff. So, do get in touch with questions. I've got plenty to do, but you are part of my plenty to do. So I have plenty of time to devote to you, so don't hesitate to pester me. A few people, I guess going backwards, I'm going backwards, have not yet submitted their project proposal. But otherwise, you're reasonably on top of the game. Get that thing in. I want you to be successful, but I can't help you if I don't have something to work with. So anyway, if you got questions, let me know. Otherwise, take care, and I'll put up another video next week. I was going to say see you soon, but I've only seen one of you in person so far, so stop by if you're on campus. And if you do need help with your registration, which started last week, let me know. I can help you walk through whatever you might need help walking through, or at least point you in the right direction in that regard. So take care. Have a good week. Bye-bye.